What's up, YouTube? Mr. King coming live, the studio. Here are the questions for the day. So, the central question is, how does California get all of its energy? So, that is what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to talk about how electricity is produced and how you use it to power your home. So, let's just jump right into it. What I want you to know is the simplest way to make electricity is you need to spin a turbine with magnets. We're going to talk about very soon that to make electricity, you need to spin magnets because magnetism and electricity are very related. If you change electricity, you make magnets. If you change magnets, you make electricity. So we've known this for a very long time, that if you spin this turbine with magnets, you can get electricity out. Okay? And when I was young, there's this show called Static Shock. I want you to pay attention to something. Static Shock only has electric powers. He only uses electricity. But I want you to watch for two things. How does Static grab his keys in the morning, and how does Static float? Okay? Okay? So, remember, he only has electricity. Watch him grab these keys. Okay? He didn't even reach for them. And there's a reason for that. But first I want to show you, how does he fly? Okay? So right now, he is balancing on a trash can lid. The point is that electricity makes magnets, and magnets make electricity. So this part is a little reversed. He is using electricity, or his electric powers, to make magnets. And what we do to produce electricity is we manipulate magnets to make the energy that we need to power our homes. Okay? And here's an approximation, so don't roast me in the comments. Approximation of where we get our energy from in California. Okay? And the thing I want you to notice is the first few methods of getting electricity come from spinning. Spinning this turbine with a bunch of copper wires to produce a current so we can get electricity out. 10% of our energy comes from burning gas and coal. So you basically burn it to spin a turbine and you get electricity out after. It's inefficient, and not only is it inefficient, but it's bad for the environment because burning all of that natural gas and coal releases harmful carbon dioxide and other air pollutants that warm the planet. Okay, so 10% of our energy in California comes from this. Other places in the world, it's a higher percent. 28% of our electricity comes from dams, otherwise known as hydroelectric power. So remember, spinning gets electricity. So instead of burning things and getting the steam to spin a turbine, this way we just run water over it in a dam to get it to spin. And that's how we get electricity with dams. And that's a big chunk of our energy right there. It comes from all these man-made dams. This one's in Mount Shasta in Northern California. 16% of our energy in California comes from windmills. So you probably see these all the time, especially on big hills. 16% of energy comes from just the wind spinning a turbine. And these little blades are made to catch as much wind as possible to make it go faster. The faster these windmills go, the more electricity. Okay? You'll learn later that it's not always reliable though, because the wind isn't always blowing. So most of our energy comes from spinning a turbine. Okay? And I want you to think about this. Possible invention on the way. You can make a lot of money if you find a new way to spin a huge magnet. There's one more thing on this earth that could spin this magnet for free. Okay? You wouldn't have to put any energy in to make it spin. I want you to talk with a partner or pause the video and try and think, what on earth could spin this magnet? Think about water. So pause the video now. Don't reveal the answer just yet. Okay. So you may remember, if you've been to the Bay Area, there are constantly waves going. And these waves have enough energy to spin a turbine without putting any work in theory, you could set up a station where these waves had enough energy to spin a turbine and you get electricity that way. It has not really been used in the US. Other countries are trying to do it, but this would be a great way to be a billionaire because if you invented a great way to get electricity for free by harnessing the power from the waves, you could provide a lot of renewable and carbon-free energy, which would be a huge game changer for climate change. Two other ways to get energy. We've known about spinning for a while, but here are two more recent inventions. First one is solar panels. Okay? 28% of our energy comes from solar panels. They copy plants by harnessing a lot of the energy from the sun and converting it into electricity. And the great thing is that they are getting cheaper. So they're perfect for California because we get a lot of sun. The last one I want to talk about, there are other forms of energy, but the main one I want to talk about is nuclear. Nuclear energy comes from uranium and other radioactive elements. The nuclear plants that we see are from fission, where you have a uranium or a heavy element, and it gets split apart and releases energy as it gets split. And only 8% of energy comes from nuclear. The sad thing is, though, is that we're using less and less nuclear energy in America. So, why am I sad? It's because nuclear energy is carbon free. It does not release carbon emissions, so it's a good way to have reliable electricity that doesn't contribute to climate change, but a lot of people are very afraid of it. Okay? So, next, I want you to go to the sources of energy simulation. This is a simulation that'll go over analogies for how we get electricity in real life. Okay, so click on systems and play around with it. Here's the first way. Get this girl to spin a turbine to light up different things. And if you click on the energy, you can see where the energy is going. All these are supposed to be analogous to the way we get energy in real life. Okay? That's a simulation. It's supposed to teach you about how are the different ways we get electricity right now. After you answer the questions, you have a project for periods 2 and 4. Basically what you're doing is you have to do research on nuclear energy, fossil fuels, and then 2 types of energy of your choice. And you're getting the pros and the cons. Okay? You're getting the pros and the cons of the different forms of energy. And then you give it a rating. I'm grading you to see if you are considering cost, the environment, and safety and reliability when you're rating these different types of energy. Okay? That is the last thing for this week. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with me the whole time. Have a great night. Bye.